And hello everybody, welcome back to RFC News. A little match reaction, of course, after our draw against Dundee at Ibrox. Rangers have failed to win their first two opening games of the Premiership seasons for the first time since 1989, which is some record. I thought Rangers under this new regime are, of course, going to be seeing an end to us, of course, breaking all of these bad records, and we're going to start to see a bit of light and a new dawn at this football club. But again, in the Premiership, not in Europe. I thought we were fantastic against Victoria Pleasant. We put in a fantastic performance and a fantastic reaction after our draw against Motherwell. We beat them. We played really, really well. Probably the best I've probably seen us play so far this season. However, when it comes back to domestic affairs, we stink the place out yet again. And to be fair, it's not a lack of quality. It's simply a lack of heart, a lack of drive from some of the players that are on the park. And it's really, really frustrating to see because we've seen it last season. We've seen it over the last couple of years. When it comes to Premiership football, we just don't show up. In Europe, yes, we do great things. Yes, we get to finals. Yes, we get through the qualifying rounds. Yes, we get through the group stages. Yes, we get into the knockout rounds. And yes, we do very, very well. We go toe-to-toe with some of these big European teams. However, domestically, we're not doing good enough and find ourselves now yet again, 4 points behind now. Later on today, 4 points behind after 2 games of the season. And it's not good enough. It really isn't good enough. And I think the fans, you could see there, some of them leaving on the 60th minute. Told you everything that you need to know. But yeah, it's super frustrating. I'm not going to lie. We need a lot more into the door. Yes, we've got some good players. Yes, we've got some players that look like they're the real deal in terms of the new signings. But still, we're not really creating much chances in those forward areas. Again, today, I feel like until Ant-Man took a shot, which was on the 70th minute? When we were down to 10 men, was the only time we really worked the Dundee goalkeeper, which is a huge, huge concern going forward. I said it in the last one against Motherwell, in the last match reaction against Motherwell, I do certainly believe we're not good enough at the top in terms of our quality in the forward areas. Now, I seen Ant-Man come in, and I seen Gazima, of course, get two goals, do ever so well against Victoria Pleasant, and I thought, you know what, this is our front three here. This front three looks really, really good, and I actually seen the Messi, Neymar, Suarez meme doing the rounds after that performance because I thought that was really, really good. It was a quick reaction. However, we come into a game at Ibrox. It's not away, by the way. It's not on the road. At Ibrox, looking for that first win off the back of a really good performance against Victoria Pleasant, and we just don't do anything. We don't create anything. And again, a lack of urgency from some of these players is really diabolical. Now, there's a lot of people that are Tavernier out and these leaders need to be dropped. Well, we've seen Tavernier been dropped the last couple of games, and does it really make a difference? Yeah, Victoria Pleasant, you could say, but I thought when he came on, he played well. But again, here today, gets us the penalty. Yes, it's a penalty, but of course, high pressure situations still getting us the goal. I thought Max Aaron's playing in his preferred position at right back looked lost. I don't think he was that good. I don't think he was that comfortable in the right back position in this game. So there is other players that need to be dropped, unfortunately. There's still a lot of more work to be done, especially in those attacking areas. Now, we can talk about the game and what it meant, going 1-0 down. To be fair, Dundee were probing. They hit the bar twice. So the defence is still all over the place as it is as well. It's easy to get to create these chances, and sometimes we're pretty vulnerable when it comes to us at the back. But going forward, there's nothing really there from a Rangers perspective, which is super, super frustrating. And already now we find ourselves 4 points behind in the league title race. Am I concerned? Yes, a little bit. I'm a little bit concerned. I know it's early days, but my goodness me, I've always said it, and I've said it about 1,000 times on these live streams on match reactions when it comes to Rangers. Away from home, yes, you can get some games where you drop points, you can draw games, but at Ibrox, you need to be winning all your other games. You need to be winning every single game at Ibrox against these sorts of teams, out with sort of Celtic. You need to be. And Dundee, by the way, aren't a side that are going to be probing and going to pushing in for third place, fourth place, fifth place, let alone top six. There's people talking about Dundee actually getting relegated this year due to the appointment of Stephen Pressley. They've not had a good start to the season whatsoever. And it's super unfortunate. I'm lost for words. I genuinely am. I just want to go to the live chat, in fact, and just see what people's reactions are, because it's frustrating. It really is, because we're going to go to probably Victoria. We're going to go to Czech Republic next week and look really good. But that's the frustrating thing. And some will go, well, we're playing the Champions League. Yeah, I want to get in the Champions League. Yes, I want to play well in Europe, but I want to be winning our domestic games. It's such a weird situation to be in, isn't it? When we're playing better teams, we do a lot better. But when we play against this teams that we're expected to win, we just stink the place out time and time again. Yeah, let's have a little look at what people are saying. Why am I sad? Another draw. Tending Karma says, I'm getting major Warburton vibes. I mean, it's not a good start. But then again, to be fair, I'm not going to throw my toys out with the manager. I see a lot of people, giving it hard to Russell Martin. I see what he's trying to do. I actually like Russell Martin. So far, I wasn't his biggest advocate when he was first appointed. But I see what he's trying to do. I think he looks like a good coach. But it's the players. It's the players in them attacking areas that we need to sort out pronto. Cry. Dodgy refs helping yous out again. The Rangers are coming. Simply the best. I mean, it is early days, and just as well, you guys are pretty pish as well at this moment in time. Well, we'll see what happens today. But yeah, you're right. I mean, if I was the other side, if this was Celtic, of course, I'd be pissing myself as well. It is unforgivable. 4 points dropped already, 2 games in. It's not a good look at all. It really isn't. In games we should be winning, we haven't really played anyone yet. And that's not to be disrespectful to Motherwell or to Dundee. But Dundee at home, come on, man. Come on, that's bad by any standard. Another penalty to get you out of jail. I thought it was a penalty. I genuinely thought that was a penalty. And I think VAR had a check as well. I think you guys are just listening to Michael Stewart on the comms, which I don't think is too good if you want to sound good with your football knowledge. I think anything that Michael Stewart says in a game, you should just take with a pinch of salt. It was a penalty. VAR checked it for a penalty. It was a penalty. There was contact there completely, and it would have been a penalty. You'd been crying for a penalty if it was your team as well. But yeah, I mean, we could have got the win at the end. It was offside, right? Zero Des was offside. But either way, why are we starting to play football with 6 minutes to go? Why is the urgency coming with 6 minutes left to play? Why isn't the urgency there from minute 1? And that's the frustrating thing from Rangers. See, George Pillen says that was never a pen for us. I disagree. I thought it was a penalty. I genuinely thought it was a penalty. Nah, I see a lot of people saying penalty, no penalty, no penalty. I think it was a penalty, guys. I genuinely do think it was a penalty. Frustrating. Frustrating is the word that I can bring up here. Yeah, it was offside. It was offside, yeah. I have no complaints about Dessa's goals. He was miles offside. When I seen it straight away, it was offside. There's no complaints there. Of course, I was euphoric that I thought we got a last-minute winner. Of course I was. But then, as soon as it's in the replay, I seen it was offside. There's no complaints with the offside goal. It was definitely offside. But, again, my problem isn't us having a goal disallowed. It was more to the point of, why is our urgency only coming with 6 minutes left to play in stoppage time? Why isn't the urgency there from minute 1? Why isn't the urgency there right from the start of every single game? That's the frustrating thing that we keep on seeing, because we created no chances whatsoever against this Dundee side. How's the takeover going? I mean, realistically, if you ask me, personally, I do think the signings that we brought in are pretty good. You look at the players that we have brought in, I do think they have made a bit of an impact. If you're looking at across the four or five games that we've played, yes, we haven't got the results, I suppose, in this game most certainly, in the Motherwell game, but that's not necessarily down to the new signings as such. I still do think there needs to be work done in the transfer market for Rangers. Strikers, we need more forward players brought in through the door. We need some more creativity. We need to do a lot more in these games, and we've seen glimpses of what we can do against Victoria Pleasant. I thought that was a great game. I thought we played fantastic. But domestically, and the same thing as last season, we just can't translate that to domestic games, which is super annoying. It's super frustrating. Pissed. Come on, Chris. I mean, look, I genuinely thought that was a penalty. And I'm saying that the Dessers, it is a penalty. VAR checked it. It was definitely a penalty. Again, some people would say it was lucky, but it was still contact made. Have a little watch of it again. My haircut, did I do it yourself? Look like you've put it on backwards. Nah, mate, just been chilling, Bell. But yeah, I'll get it cut tomorrow, man. Thanks for the heads up, though. I'll get it cut tomorrow. Loving the pain. Well, on the bright side, guys, there's only 281 days left of the season, so we'll have to see what's what. But we've got a Champions League game this Wednesday, but I know we're going to play well in that. It's the domestic games that we're just letting ourselves down with time and time again, which is super frustrating to see. Lee, RFC and CFC says Dessa needs to go and get a better striker. There's no doubt we need a better. I don't know what Danilo does when he comes onto the park or when he's been playing. I don't know what Danilo's all about. I really don't get it. I don't think he's a good signing. I know we made a signing 2 years ago. People have been saying injuries, but I don't really see what he brings to this team. And then Dessers is hit and miss. But you can't blame Dessers today for everything. It's always the case. There's not really any quality from us in terms of creating chances. And I think Ant-Man took a shot on like the 70th minute, and that was literally the only time we worked the goalkeeper, which is unforgivable at Ibrox. Bearing in mind, as I keep on saying about Dundee, and I don't like to be discriminative against some other sides, because yes, they deserve their point today, and probably on another day probably deserve to get all 3 points. People will probably argue that. But Dundee have had a real rank start to their campaign. He's talking about a manager who's probably under pressure. Stephen Pressley was a manager that the Dundee fans didn't really want. And again, he's managed to get a point here. And we've struggled to break them down. We've struggled to even come up with any goods against this Dundee side. And we're going to be facing a lot harder challenges this season. Is that nose out the bookshop? A joke shop? Nah, mate. God delivered a nice sign for her, buddy. But yeah, we can't all be perfect, my man. Street shitter. Guy with no profile picture. A tree killer. I bet he's Scottish, though, and he flies a tricolour. DP. Like it. Robbie says, do you think Thello and Egerman will make a difference? The thing is with Egerman, I think Egerman's a player that he looks good. I think he's got a really, really high ceiling. I genuinely do, but I don't think he does it he's not week in and week out consistent. I kind of want a striker that you can hang your hat on, like we've had in years gone by. Even the likes of Alfredo Morelos is a sort of striker you could hang your hat on, and probably at times we've relied on him way too much. But you look at players like Kyle Lafferty over the years, Kenny Miller, Chris Boyd, Annie McCoyce, if you want to go even further. You want a striker that you can hang your hat on to get you goals. And unfortunately at the club right now, we don't have one of those players, which we do need to get a new striker this summer. That's a needs must. We really need a striker. Rangers were lucky again, says 14-14 official. How are we lucky? Lucky with what? Lucky in the midweek against Victoria Pleasant. Come on, man. Kevin says, Dundee are no mugs. Let's stay positive. It's too early to be booing off the team. I mean, I never booed off the team. I wasn't there. But what I'm trying to say is that you can see the fans' frustrations. But then again, Ibrox can be, a great place to play football. But when it does go the wrong way, fans do start to boo. But fans pay the hard-earned money. And again, they're not really showing that urgency that the fans are paying for. And they can, of course, speak their opinion and voice their concerns at games. That's just how things are. Phil says, disappointed, deluded, dejected, desperate, and depressed. Yeah, kind of, man. Yeah, kind of. I'm not going to lie, man. To be fair, at the start of a season, you do want your team to start well. I'm not going to lie. It's a worrying place to be after 2 games. More so, look, things can happen at Fir Park, which we've seen. We've seen it in years gone by. We've seen it in championship winning sides. When we've won the title, we drop points on the road. Those things can sort of happen. But at home, after last week, you're expecting the team to really put in a good performance, but unfortunately, we just don't come up with the goods. Street Shitter says, oh, Victoria Pleasant, what a pile of shite. You're talking like you beat a right good team. They're shite. Well, they ranked higher than Celtic, I'm sure, in the UEFA coefficient rankings, by the way, just to make you aware of that. And also, we also beat Panathinaikos, which are also a decent team. And then if you look at our track record over the Europa League over the last few years, you'd also see some really, really good sides that we've also beat. So I wouldn't necessarily say that they're shit. Victoria Pleasant are probably better than every single other team in the Scottish Premiership bar Celtic. Let's be perfectly honest with ourselves. So I wouldn't say they're shit. They're probably one of the tougher opposition that we'd have over a season. So yeah, I do think they're a good side. Who's ranked higher than Celtic? Victoria Pleasant. Check the rankings. I don't make them up. Check the club rankings. UEFA club rankings. Come on, Haley. It's been a long day. Come on, it's been a long, long day. Oh, here we go. Here's one here. Fake Hun. Is that because of the English accent? Nice one. I like that. Fake Hun. Cheers. Alan Arthur. Right, let me get this up quickly. Club coefficients. UEFA, let's have a little look. View full rankings. Where are Celtic ranked in the whole world of football? Here we go. I knew I'd find my argument. I don't chat shit here at RFC News, guys. We don't chat horsepish, by the way, just to let you know. So there you go, Victoria Pleasant. So under UEFA, ladies and gentlemen, this is not me. This is not coming from RFC News, by the way. This is coming from UEFA, and I'll just get the UEFA thing up there for you to see for yourselves. Yeah, just quickly. Oh, wrong one. 2 seconds. So this is the UEFA ranking. Just for those of you, I know there's a lot of Celtic fans tuning in and they think I'm chatting shit, as I see there in the comments. So here you go. This is the UEFA rankings, UEFA.com. Take it up with them. As you can see, Rangers are 30th. Yeah, happy. Right, now let's get into this one quickly as well. And then here, as you can see, as I just literally just said, Victoria Pleasant, 53, Celtic, 56. There you go. No pish news here, guys. No pish news. Hey, I've been live for 21 minutes. I've been speaking about Dundee and Dundee and Rangers, Haley. Don't you worry about me, mate. Don't you worry about me. But anyway, look, listen. I'm gonna get off. I am slightly getting triggered by the Tims in the chat a little bit, but it is what it is. It's all a laugh in the chat, but there's no laughing matter on the pitch with Rangers, guys. Do let me know your thoughts with regard to the start of the campaign. Do let me know your thoughts on what we need to change quickly, what needs to be done going into the next game, especially domestically. You probably think we can win the Champions League game. We got that 3-0 buffer, and we're probably going to get a good performance there. But what about the next domestic game? What needs to change from a Rangers perspective, and how are we going to get this change? Are we going to get this change under Russell Martin, and do we need some signings? Again, let me